Welcome to the show presented by VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. What's on my agenda? What is on my agenda? Hey, I have no agenda. If anything, I am here to bring the goodness. I am here to spread the joy. I am here for the happy-go-lucky times, and if you don't know what I speak of, then I suggest you listen closely. If you don't know what I speak of, I suggest you listen extra close. Go ahead, stand up, and pay attention. Yes, you're going to be paying in full on this one. This is, I repeat, this is the best time of year if you are a sport fanatic, if you are a sport person, or you are an innocent bystander who just get caught up with sports, with your peeps, your crew, or whoever. And that's you, casual peeps. That's you, casual peeps who keep it casual. This is the best time of year, and if you don't believe, hey, allow me to tell you why, non-believer. I am serious, and these are my serious glasses, and when I put them on, it's serious time. It is serious time. If you like any sport, if you know of any sport, well, the sports that I know of, and the sports that I know of, this is the time of year for them. It's happening. It's going down. If you like baseball, I'd suggest. Why? You aren't built like me. We aren't alike. Therefore, I'm just going to skip that question. If you like football, football is happening. Football is going down. Football has been doing its thing. It's been bringing joy. It's been basically providing those magical moments. And if you must know what football I'm talking about, what football I speak of, I'll just say this. Both. Yes and yes. If you like soccer, hey, I'd suggest the MLS, but is it really soccer? I mean, seriously, is it really soccer if nobody watches and pay attention? That's the same thing. If a tree fall and no one's around, does it make a sound? Well, the answer to that question is the same answer to the MLS question. I'm sorry, MLS, but the facts are the facts, and I'm spitting facts. So that means I am the truth teller. I'm the truth teller. If you like basketball, what is it? The second most popular sport in the world. That's a little something for that for you too. It's there for you to enjoy. It's there for you to like, heart, love. Yes, love. And then the other sports too. Should I go through each and every individual one to just point out and say this is this, that is that? I don't have to. You can just look. You can just pick. You can just choose what you want to consume. You can just choose what you want to ignore. You can just choose what you want to cherish. You can just choose what you want to celebrate. It's so many different options. And don't fall prey to being the one who can't make decisions because there's so many choices. If that is your issue, if that is a problem for you, I suggest you go ahead. And there's something that's called the coin. It's one of those shiny things. It could be dull too, but it's metal-like, metallic maybe. some kind of element, possibly. You take one of those, and then there's a face on one side, maybe, and there's some kind of structure or wording on the other side, possibly. You take that bad boy or girl, you take that bad coin and you flip it in the air, and you decide that way. I'm gonna ignore such and such if it falls here. I'm gonna pay attention to the opposite if it falls there. And if that still can't provide enough information for you to make a choice, then I suggest getting a dartboard. You know, the thing that you take and you throw at the wall or at some other structure, but those objects are sharp. Be extremely careful, and I can't in good faith, I can't in good conscience say this without giving that condition and giving that warning. So if you need multiple ways to go, routes to go, you can use the board. You can just toss the object that's called a dart at it and go from there. But the coin should suffice. The coin should be enough. The coin should be your go-to if you have issue, or if you have problems with making decisions with so many choices and with so many sports going on. I'm sure you're gonna fall in that case. This game on, that game on, which game should I watch, which game should I follow, which game should I pay attention to? It's amazing. Amazing is my favorite word, and I don't use it that often. I don't throw it around just to throw it around. Choices upon choices. Hey, it's a football night. Let me watch this football. Let me pay attention to this football. It's a football day. Ooh, did you see that? Did you see that magic on the pitch? It's like, how did they do that? How did it happen? How did it go down? Please, somebody inform me, because I'm just a bystander. I'm just an innocent bystander catching all this goodness just because I'm in the proximity of people who heart sport. So how can you tell me that this isn't one of, if not the best time of year ever? The best time of year for any person on this planet. Any person on this planet. And I assume if you disagree, you aren't a person. If I assume you disagree, you aren't human. I assume if you disagree, you're some kind of alien. I assume if you disagree, you are from Pluto. Yeah, Pluto. Pluto's, it sounds fun, but is it a planet though? Yeah, hold that, or take that somewhere else. Take that somewhere else. You know who you are. So many options. So many options. And then that's the basketball. Dunking, jamming, slamming. Will the super teams prevail? Will the super teams match up against each other? What super teams you speak of? Hey, I'm just gonna say that was a question that I just made up, and everybody already know who the super teams are. But for the sake of the argument, and for sake of advancing the conversation, I'll just go ahead and say the Nets, Brooklyn in the house, and the Lakers, Los Angeles. Will those super teams meet up? Will those super teams make it to the end? Will those super teams be victorious? And remember, there can only be one winner. But will the load maintenance not do its due diligence and have the players healthy and available in the playoffs, or healthy, available in the end? So many questions, so many possibilities or possible answers. You pick, you choose. I'm just the narrator. I'm just the narrator. Then tennis, yeah, but it's tennis. And I just wanted to give tennis a shout out to just let you know, I know you're there. I know you there. That's all. You can keep on with the keep on. With these many options, with these many choices, it's definitely gonna become tough. And yes, peeps, college sports is still a thing. College football is still a thing, and college basketball is still a thing. It's still around. It hasn't imploded. Things haven't went kaput since the players or the workers can get paid off their likeness, but still the workers can't get paid for their work. That's a different story for a different day, and I will get around to it again. I'll definitely get around to it again, but this is the happy moment. This is the joyous moment. This is me basically friendly reminder, reminding you that how can any other time of year be better than this when there's so many options when it comes to sports, and the options are amazing. And amazing is my favorite word. Not only the options are limitless, the possibilities are endless, the matchups are unheard of, because some of them haven't even occurred, some of them haven't even taken place, but it's there. It can happen. It is right in front of my eyes, but I just can't see it yet. And see, it's a good thing that I'm wearing these glasses, because if they were not on, it would be further and further away. And who knows, the possibility of me seeing this would be like me hopping in my time machine and going back to the future just to experience that moment that just passed by, so I can reenact the moment and then put the glasses back on when I took them off for that brief second that you missed because you blinked your eye. Just like that. So simple. So simple. Anyway, with these ample amount of possibilities, with so much going on with the sport leagues and the sports, it seems there's a new actor in town. There's a new actor in play. And I just got to give you a shout out because you are on my radar. But I'm going to keep it brief because this is still a joyous moment. This is still the happy time. This is still me basically reminding with this friendly reminder that this is the best, if not the greatest time of year ever on this planet. Sport betting, welcome to the club. Sport betting, welcome to the table. Now, I'm not gonna see you a lot. I'm not gonna pay you no mind. I'm just gonna let you do you. Shout out to Coach Nagy. Shout out to Coach Nagy. I'm just gonna let you be you, and I'm gonna be me. And at some point, our paths are gonna cross again and again and again, and then we'll see what happens. What they say? Let the chips fall where they may. Let the chips fall where they may. So be it. Until then, it's just a shout out. Until then, this is just a shout out from me to you. Baseball. Now, I'm still hoping and wishing that you would end sooner and not be a part of this. I'm hoping and wishing that you would end sooner and not be a part of this, because you do not deserve to be. Your season should end earlier, and I'm not suggesting that you cut down the number of games. I'm suggesting that you start earlier, or you start earlier. You can keep the number of games. You can keep the number of playoff teams that you add, and how you're expanding the playoffs and how you're expanding that system and trying to recreate something that's hard to recreate. Hey, hats off to you. Good luck. Wish you all the best. You still my favorite sport. You still what brings me the most emotion ever. And see, emotion isn't all about crying. Emotion isn't all about pain. Emotion isn't all about anger. Emotion is the combination of all emotions, period. And you bring me the most. And that's because I care that much. I care that much. And I could always care less. I could always care less. And yes, peeps, that is the correct way how you say it when you mean it the way that I mean it. Yes. Check it. Check the records. Check the records. Baseball, you don't deserve to be in this moment with the other sports. The other sports are exciting, not boring, fun, magical. You can just throw any other adjective out there and it can definitely describe the other sports. But baseball is just, it's not your time of year. You can't go on playing and playing and playing and playing forever. It has to come to an end at some point. It has to come to an end at some point, and it's best to come in. It's best to come to an end, I should say, right before this magic takes place, right before this time where all of the sports come together, and it's like this synergy. It's like this word that I'm thinking of, but I just can't think of. But as soon as I think of, I'm gonna call it the word of the day. But you, baseball, I have the word of the day for you. Don't be an imposter. Don't be an imposter. You extending or possibly extending the season into this time where it's football, soccer, and the other sports, hockey. And see, I haven't even mentioned hockey yet. That was my first time mentioning hockey. And it wasn't because I forgot. It wasn't because I misremembered. It was because I was a little scared mentioning it sooner. I was a little terrified mentioning it earlier because I said some things. I said some true hurtful things to hockey. I stand by it. I believe in it. But at the same time, I'm still with you, hockey. I am still with you because you are doing your best to grow the sport. You're doing your best to protect the environment. You're doing your best to protect humanity and humankind. I'm with you, hockey. I stand right alongside with you. Just keep on fighting the good fight. Keep on doing what you're doing. And one day, you will be the 5th or the 6th most popular sport in a country. One day. But until that moment, just keep going. You got me. You got me. And that's all you really need is me. And about millions of others. But you start with me. And if you can get me, that's the beginning. That is the beginning of everything that you are wishing for and everything that is possible to come true. Having the ability for teams to make amples and amples of money and utilize that money to keep players and pay the players more. Have the salary cap go up more because of the TV revenue that's bringing in the casual fan, that's bringing in the fans, that's bringing in viewers, that's excited because you are excited. What other sport that I can watch players criminally assault each other and not go to prison and not go to jail and basically not be detained or arrested? Arrested. So yeah, you got me, I'm there. But I'm not saying that you should fight it out all the time. I'm not saying that you should pull up all the time. I'm not saying that when there's differences of opinion that you should go for what you know. I'm not saying that you should always be I wish a mofo would mo. But what I am saying is that the possibility that a few of you are, that a possibility at any given night that might be the case, at any given night that might happen. Yeah, I'm in. I am in. I'm in all day. I am in all day, all night. Whenever you play, you can count on me. You can count on me. Wherever you need to go. You need a road dog, I will be your road dog. You need a wingman, I will be your wingman. You need a puppet master, hey, you just point in a direction and I will become that puppet master that you need. Hey, whatever you need, hockey, I got your back. I got your back. You can count on me. So baseball, wow. I can think of a large number of reasons why you should not be a part of any of this. I will say, you may not be around anymore to experience this joy. You may not be around anymore for the fans to experience, and they're okay with that. That's why imposter fits. They're okay with that, because this is just me with my friendly reminder, letting the fanatics know, letting the people know, letting the humankind know that this is the best time of year for all the reasons that I mentioned, for all the arguments I threw out there and hoping for one of them stick, for all of the straw man arguments that I wanted to create but I didn't, so I halfway created a few. Yes, for all of that. That's why this is the best time of year, because there's so many different choices. There's so many different possibilities to go to. Not necessarily parties, but to shows, to games. But hey, as I said earlier, and as I say now, and as I will continue to say, if you disagree that this isn't the best time of year for a sport fanatic, for a sport fan, for a sport person, for a casual fan, for a casual person, you ain't human. And you definitely from Pluto or one of the moons.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.